Hello, members of the vinyl community. Tony P. coming at you from the basement, La Casa de Perla, the Hacienda. The Queen is upstairs making dinner and going over our taxes. Every time I say taxes, I think of Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx, I don't know if it was duck soup or horse feathers, but yes, he's on his brother's on a witness stand, Chico's on a witness stand. He says to him, I want to talk to you about taxes. He says, I got a brother that lives in Texas. He says, no, dollars. He says, yeah, dollars, taxes. Yeah, the best I could do. But anyway, this is a contest entry for Steve at All the World's a Stage channel. Wonderful channel. Very knowledgeable young man. Talks about things in the music world that we all like. I think his collection and interest runs somewhat parallel to mine. But he has a nice contest that he would like to know the name of the first act you saw in concert. And who was the opening act, what city, what venue in that city, if there was a tour album, what was the name of it, persons you went with, the ticket price. Let him know that you've posted this and sub to his channel. I believe it's a $50 Amazon card. And there you have it. So I gave you the particulars. My first concert, now, there were a lot of clubs. There was a club that hosted a lot of talent back in my younger days when I was a teenager and in my early youth. But I don't consider those concerts. The first concert I went to, and Steve, I didn't steal this from you. This is my first concert, was Alice Cooper also. But you guys have to remember, if you watch my channel, I grew up very poor, didn't have a lot of money. In my first year of college, working full time, going to college, and my future brother-in-law and his future wife wanted his sister, who was the Queen, to go to an Alice Cooper concert. They were at Pittsburgh, Three River Stadium, 1972. It was to be on July 11th, but it was canceled. Well, no, it was not canceled, it was postponed to July 23rd because of Hurricane Agnes. We got the full brunt up here in Pennsylvania for Hurricane Agnes. There was a lot of flooding. I think even Three River Stadium had water issues. So they postponed it to the 23rd of July, 1972. Now, I don't know what ticket prices were back then, but I had some money. And I took the Queen with her brother in their dad's 1965 Ford Galaxy 500 with a 352 engine that her brother loved to hit 90 and 95 and 100 miles an hour with. I try to slow him down a lot. So, to make a long story short. So, at Three River Stadium, it was Alice Cooper, and it was the Schools Out tour. Schools Out. And I don't know if any of you have this. I think there was was there panties in this one that he was supposed to have? I didn't have it in this one. But this was supposed to open like a desk. There's the original album in there. But it was Schools Out. And it was my first concert. I think it was the Queen's first concert too. Uriah Heep was to be there. Humble Pie. Those were the opening acts. And then Alice Cooper. Now, Alice Cooper had a reputation back in those days for doing some dramatic things in concerts. He supposedly had a sword with $100 bills on it, and he would take out into the crowd and see if they would cut themselves. Those were all rumors from what I understand. Cutting a chicken's head off, rumors. But he did, at this concert, hang himself on stage. So there's that. It was a great concert. Uriah Heep did not make it. I think, I don't know if anybody took his, Humble Pie was there, took their place, I think. There was also a small, a duet called the Two Steves, and they even had a bunch of clowns in animal costumes running around, if I remember. But this was the first or second year of of Three River Stadium being open. So the people were a little bit tentative having a bunch of teenagers. And it turns out this concert is the largest in the history of Pittsburgh. There was like, 35, 40,000 kids there. So what I remember most about it was that Humble Pie was doing their last song, their closing song. Chaos broke out. It was getting a little late. The crowd storms the field. Because remember, we're in the stands and the band was out on the field. They stormed it, like 35,000 kids just running amok on the field. And I can remember the disc jockey at the time was Jay Davis from KQVFM, those underground channels back in the day. And he's telling people, calm down and get back in the stands. And Alice Cooper, according to the reports afterwards, Alice Cooper was mad of the sudden enthusiasm of the crowd, crushing, charging the stage and everything. He was having supposedly a booze party behind the back of the stage with the reporters and everything. So Alice Cooper comes out probably about 11 o'clock at night. Okay, concert probably started around 7, 6. Somewhere. So he comes out 11 o'clock at night, does a fantastic show. He does the whole 9 yards, and he does hang himself on stage. And I thought what was really funny, because a lot of people thought, he did have the cruelty to animals thing, the chicken rumor, that they alerted the Animal Care Center of Pittsburgh. And the Animal Care Center of Pittsburgh said, if he brings a chicken out and kills it, we're stopping the show. Well, that didn't happen. Alice Cooper had a tremendous show. Like I said, I don't know what it cost to do that. So we got home after the show. I think it was like 3 or 4 in the morning by the time we left. And I lived at that time 35 miles east of Pittsburgh, so it took us a while to get home. But there it is. That was the first concert. It was great. We had a lot of fun. I was 20 years of age, or going to be 20. I was going to be 20 in August. I was 19. The Queen was 17. I think she had just turned 17. My brother-in-law was 19. I think his future wife was also 17. Great memories. Wish I had the hair that I had back then. But there it is, Steve. Thank you for having the concert. I appreciate it muchly. Good luck to you. Please subscribe to his channel. I would put a link to his concert announcement and to his channel, of course. Be a subscriber, as I am. He'll give you a list of people that he feels you should subscribe to. And I think you should. So, Tony P. in the basement, Casa de Perla, wishing you, may all your records be flat, and may your stylus run true. God bless.